How's it going? I'm Matt Ketty from Mas Epoxies, and today I'll be your co-pilot, taking you step by step through Roni Langley's resin lacing process, as well as sharing a couple different tips and ideas that could potentially help you master epoxy resin lacing at a much faster pace. Another really cool feature in this video is all the guest cameos. A lot of familiar faces. In August of 2019, we had the Northwoods Maker Meetup, and we flew out 13 artists, makers, and woodworkers to essentially test our resin, help us determine which formula would be best suited for artists and makers alike. Now that she has her favorite base colors pre-mixed, she spreads them by hand, creating a radiant effect that adds that cool ocean depth look. The guy fumbling with the camera in the background is me, Matt Ketty. On the right is Lynn, and you can find her on Instagram at DarbinOrvar. The next few steps are often lost in time-lapse videos. You want to start by warming up the base layer with your heat gun. This gets the bottom colors to kind of flow a little bit when you start your lacing, and if you inadvertently introduce any kind of dust or hair to the piece, it's a good time to remove them. On your left is Paige, part of the marketing team at Moss, working with Corinne, a very talented artist from California. Next, she adds a layer of clear at the edge of the base color, then adds her white right at the edge of the clear. This is a step that is sometimes overlooked, and it's kind of what creates the difference between good and great lacing. That clear is going to create separation between the white and the blue, give the white pigment a bit more space to kind of expand and flow more fluidly across the top, and it also aids in creating cells. There's Mike Schrader, part of the development team at Mas Epoxies and one of our in-house chemists. You can find him on Instagram at Twin Rivers Table Company. Alright, on to the fun part. That's a Wagner heat gun. You can find them at Home Depot, Amazon, pretty much any hardware store. They have a bunch of different models. That's just the basic entry-level one. You don't necessarily need anything fancy or high-tech. You just need to warm up the resin and manipulate it with the airflow. Alright, I feel that this part right here is the biggest takeaway of the entire video. Notice how she hasn't revisited any of the white that she's already pushed with the heat gun. That's the secret, right? Manipulate and leave it be. The more that you push the color around, the more that you try to flow it with the heat gun, the more that you try to create cells on your own, you're just blending the white in with the clear, you're blending it in with the base color, and you completely hinder any chance of cells forming. So if you move it to where it's got to be, gloss over it with your torch, the cells will pop up on their own. So all the heavy lifting has been done. Right now, Roni's just kind of touching up a couple of spots on the back side. Can't necessarily see it, but there's a pretty large lip over there, and she had the resin run off to the side. The angle, the camera, we kind of dropped the ball on that one, but the end piece, you do see that other side of it. Guess what? We are almost done. Now, the next few minutes of the video, we just kind of kept it at real time. That way you can see that not a whole lot actually takes place after that initial movement. You gloss back over it with the torch. Any trapped air, any kind of bubbles you may have whipped in when you were mixing it, you can dissolve those at this point. They slowly rise to the surface, but sometimes they just need a little nudge. And the torch helps dissolve those and ensure a clear finish. I kind of touched base briefly about the workshop this was filmed at. When we began developing ArtPro, we wanted to create a product based off the needs of our customers. We ultimately flew 15 people out and had them extensively test the formulas. And with their input, we just kept refining that resin until we had a formula that performed exactly how they requested. With that said, we plan to continue developing new products for 2020. We also are putting together our calendar for workshops and different events. So if you're interested in attending, teaching, or maybe even hosting one of our workshops, feel free to email me directly at matt, M-A-T-T, at epoxy, E-P-O-X-I.com. Well, that about does it for this tutorial. If you have any other requests for videos, tutorials, questions of any sort, feel free to let us know in the comments below. From all of us at Mas Epoxies, we thank you.